Alright, I should be back now. And we're watching Farside here on a hot lap in the Ferrari. Coming up on the end of his lap. Nobody has set a fast lap yet. He's probably going to be one of the first. Very smooth. This is always a tricky corner for me anyway. And he's onto the straight. Use the last of his skirts. DRS open right on the throttle till the end of the lap. And he sets a 1:23.394. It's currently the second time on the board. Romain has set the first or the best time so far with a 1:23.252. And more times are appearing already. So currently Romain, Farside and include Dieberg, Dazzy, Texon, Daniel J and Aldrich. Aldrich have given up of course on his first lap. But he at least has a time on the board. So 1:23.2 is currently the time to beat. So let's get back in the action. Romain is going back into the pits. He is on the prime tires. Farside is not. Ooh, there you go. That'll be interesting. Dieberg is also on the prime tires. Going out of this way. He's either on an in lap. Ooh, the Marussia over there went way out on the grass there on the exit. And here we go. Tintin, ouch, the first disconnection, but he should be able to still get into the session. Dieberg is actually going into the box. Let's go Daniel J, keeping it smooth. Taking a wide line through here. Keep an eye on his time. Thank you for the link, Saints, but I don't have the time to click on that. Daniel J going, doesn't seem too fast. Yeah, should be around 7. Yeah, I think he's on a hot lap. He seems very smooth. He's driving quite strangely, it seems. There you go, Tintin is back in the game. He won't be able to set a time, but at least he'll be joining the session. So the good thing for him is at least he has the advantage of fresh tires from the start. And Daniel is also gonna. I'm picking all the wrong people here today. Let's go. Oh my God! What the heck was that? The Red Bull just plowed into the back of the McLaren. Oh, that was bad. If you're going slow, you should try to avoid the racing line. But yeah, wow, that was interesting. Val Destroyer is out on track on the option tires as well, having used only half the skirts in part of the lap. Doing it different than Val Destroyer. Let's see where he got. Current best lap only 1:31. That's not quick at all. So I guess something went wrong on his first attempt. Let's see, and he's given up. He's gonna get fresh tires as well. There are a lot of guys very close together. Aldrich having traction problems, it seems. Getting onto speed. So by the looks of it, he's going to start a hot lap. Let's try again to follow Aldrich on a hot lap. Currently he's dropping down the table like a fly. First corner looks good. Onto the second straight, uses a bit of his curse. Storming onwards. Hard on the brakes. Bit on the grass on the left side, right side as well. Keeps it smooth though, he's able to put the power down, takes that corner nicely. Maximizes the track available to him into sector 1 at around 29 seconds. Almost lost the back end there. Kept it in shape, braking hard. This is one of the turns I always most find more tricky. Uses a bit of the grass, gets on the power. Uses more curves. There's somebody right behind him again. Probably also on a hot lap. The fast chicane. Very nicely. Takes actually the first one a little bit too wide. That would have cost him a little bit of time. So far his lap looks nice and solid. There we go. Ooh. To the last two corners. Again, issues on traction there. Compromises the lap time a little bit perhaps, and he jumps into third position. Not really, he still has a very solid time. Third place for Aldrich on the prime tires. Excellent job. Let's see if we can find somebody else now. Far side is at it again. Currently in 5th place, still on the option tires. Braking hard. Charging hard for it. Into the fast chicane, left, right on the curves. There you go. Tad wide on the exit. Into the last section of the track. Very smooth. Shifts down real quick into the second to last corner. Nicely done. Gets the power down. Okay, bit of wheel spin. And there you go. Better than Aldrich it seemed. But is he overall faster? He goes second. Well done with a 1:22.486. Times are dropping. Good improvement for Farside. Let's look at the overall standings at the moment. Zav is currently in pole position with a 1:22.158. Farside right behind him, 3/10 down, 1:22.486. Then Discovery in third, 1:22.850. Romain in 4th place with a 1:23.2. So it's safe to say that Zav is probably also on the option tires. He's about a second quicker, just over a second quicker than Romain. Currently at the bottom. Tintin has not set a time yet, of course, but he got disconnected, so he won't be able to set a time. He just has to wait. Val Destroyer is currently still well down with a 1:30.12. So he might have given up on qualifying and just focus on the race now. I'm not sure. Otherwise, yeah, he would be way too far down on the pace to be competitive during this race. That's not what I wanted to do. There you go, there's Zav. Looks to be on an in-lap. Let's see if we can find somebody else. That's far side. Discovery is just going out. So let's see what Discovery can do. Glitching a little bit on my screen. Ooh, a Lotus went wide. And that's the end of one fast lap. Let's see who that is. That was Romain. Well, that's the end of his hot lap. That was quite short. Unfortunate. But it can happen. That braking zone is tricky. One is in 6th place on the option tires at the moment. He looks to be on his hot lap, so let's stick with the Lotus. See where his option tires will bring in. We'll give him a good indication because we know that Romain's had his time on the prime tires. Very smooth and on the throttle, uses all his curves. Very hard, ooh, a bit on the grass in the corner number 2, but keeps it alright, keeps the traction down, powers down to corner number 3 at the 100-meter board. Second, third, I assuming you can't even see the gears, that's a bit annoying always. Ooh, a bit too much on the curbs, upsets the car. Will have compromised him a little bit. I wish I could see split times here, but I cannot. So you can only see what he will do at the end of a lap. So far it looks pretty decent, a few minor mistakes, but not too bad overall. Onto the long curving straight. To the fast chicane. You can win or lose a lot. Oh, that would lose you a little bit there. Good thing the game didn't break his throttling. So he was able to keep the acceleration going, minimizing the damage on that lap. Wide over in that corner. It's Ferrari on the way. In the penultimate lap, he won't be not in the way. He goes into the pits. As Oam now goes onto the straight. Used his curves already, so only has DRS to help him power down. Into second place. Well done, even with a few mistakes. That was a very solid lap. 1:22.3. That's about 2/10 off of Zav's time. So that's not actually half bad. There we go. Looks like he's might be going for another one by the speed he's going. Takes this corner better now. And so this corner goes smoother as well. So that should win him some time compared to his previous lap. Nope. Guess the split time difference was in the negative, so he abandoned his lap. It seems the sun is actually breaking through a little bit. That should provide more grip. Ooh. Watching Discovery is glitching all over my screen. So I'm not gonna follow that car, it's impossible. Aldrich then. What can he do? Can he move up from 8th position? No, that's on the gravel. That is not good. That will compromise your grip. And he gives up. Oof. I don't think he has time to set another lap, no. With 1:45 minutes to go, we're back at Ulm. Let's see who else is on track. That's Discovery. Only Discovery and Ulm on track right now. And the session is already over. So that was it for everybody. Ulm just rolls it into the pit lane. Which means Discovery is the last one to go. Also goes over the gravel like Aldrich, which will suffer, makes you suffer in the next 2 corners, which are very important. And he also abandons the lap. It was already well down anyway by the looks of it. So, qualifying results. Zav on pole position. Texon is in second place. Look at that time by Zav. Holy hell. Oam in third. Farsight fourth. Include fifth. Discovery is 6th. Val Destroyer 7. And that's all I could read in the time I had available. There you go. Congratulations to everybody. I just hope that no one picked helmet number 6. Because that will be me. There you go, Zav is still fast as ever. And it will be interesting to see how tire wear will affect 100% race distance here. So that will be fun to watch. And we're starting in the wet. Oh boy. Very, very fun. Alright. There you go. Full wet tires. This should be a doozy. I hope I can get myself... I cannot... I have to go onto the grid. And unfortunately I won't be in the way because he will be on the opposite end of me. That's a bit unfortunate that I can't retire from the pit box. If I had to, I can only quit the session, which is of course not what I want to do. So I just have to wait. So that actually allows me to watch the qualifying results again. Here from the top down, Zav. I was actually at number 8. 8 was Romain Aldrich, qualified in 9th. He had some terrible laps there. Hopefully his race pace will be better. D. Burke in 10th. Daniel. Ooh, all the Swedes are down below now. Daniel, Desi. So the guys who qualified in primes kind of shot themselves in the foot with the rain sort of in the way. But then again, they can observe the guys in front and maybe win a lot of places from there. By the possible mishaps in the first couple of corners here, which are bound to happen. Well, very hard. It's wet. And it means it will also dry up, and hopefully we'll start having a racing line. So yeah, when the switch on tires will become very important in the opening race, assuming the rain will ease up over the course of this race. So everybody is now stringing in their tactics and maybe changing what they can, or maybe adding a bit more front wing to help turn in the car a bit more as they prepare to race for 58 laps on Melbourne. So we patiently wait for the race to get going. There you go. Well, apparently wet tires last for a long time in the game, which is probably good because the game doesn't give you too many wet tires to play with. So especially in a 100% race, if you're doing your career races and everything, you have to practice in the wet. That will be not too good. So I wonder who actually sets off the session. I know I'm not gonna be the one to do that because I don't want to piss somebody off who's still trying to figure something out. Then again, it's gonna be the drivers are gonna have to wing it for sure, because especially they don't know when the rain is going to stop, if it's gonna stop at all, and how quickly it's gonna dry up, etc., etc. So it's gonna be an interesting few opening laps. I think we're gonna see who has the best compromise for the opening stage of this race. So no idea how long this weather is going to last. I'm actually gonna quickly peek into the FangioGP chat room. As we wait up here. Alright, they're still holding back the start of the race. Alright, so Saints has given the okay, so hopefully we'll be able to start soon. And I can get out of the way of these guys. There you go, 30 seconds. It is done. The race will start. And I have to exit the session as soon as I can. And we should be good to go.
We'll be going to track shortly, be aware.
I know. I hope might miss the first corner as I'm trying to get... I can only start the question session once the race actually goes onto the track, so I hopefully I'll be able to get the first 2 corners in there as well. But yeah, this is a bit of a drawback of the system that we deal with, so... I'm not moving a meter in this car. There you go. Oh no. Again, nope, I cannot. We're still waiting for players.
We need you to give other cars as much space as possible today. With this many cars on track, we're expecting trouble at the first corner.
Everybody leaves. Zaf. Ooh, everybody has so much wheel spin. Texon is already looking at the inside of Zaf. Let's go a little bit further back. There was somebody on the outside. Oh, people in the gravel. See, Texon got the best start. Ooh, sliding around. Oh my god, it's wet. And Wam is not having fun in his Lotus. Alright, let's move up. I'm already exited the session. So Zaf, no, Zaf was actually the one who got it. Was Texon into the gravel. Sorry, I'm still learning what car everybody is in. He's taking it smooth and steady. Who is right behind him? It is Include. Include had a very good start. I think he came from 3rd position. So he's right with Zaf. Zaf seems to have the best weather setup. It seems a bit more stable than Include. And there's a big gap already to everybody behind. Discovery is the leader of that pack. And Texon is having to be cautious behind him. So it seems that Discovery is holding them up. He's glitching a little bit for these guys, so that's dangerous. That's why they're taking it easy. As Discovery even goes wide here. So hard to judge. One of the cars in front had a little bit of an issue. And that was Zav. Zav had a little off moment, so now that means include. Ooh, Texon goes a little bit defensive. There's a Marusha on the outside. This is not good. They didn't really give each other space. The Marusha tried to squeeze him off the track. That's not right. There's more mayhem in the back. Let's try if I can go back and see what the heck is going on back there. It seems if one guy spun on the main straight. Let's see. Ooh, I wish I could switch faster. Ooh, the Caterham went wrong in the first corner. Loses the position to the Ferrari and the Williams. The far side here is being patient as well. Let's see if we can find out who the unfortunate man all the way in the back is. It is not Tintin. Wow, there's a lot of packed cars here. It was Ohm. He is not having a lot of fun in the rain, it seems. Unfortunately, I missed what happened here. Include is also having difficulties. Oh, everybody has problems with traction here in the wet. Zav is still in the hunt in second. And Discovery is still holding up the pack here. Aldrich is right on his backside. Not very fast through these S's here. Discovery seems to have some good traction or good grip through that sector of the track. But everybody is not having fun. Track is very, very wet and their setups are probably designed for the dry. So I think they're all hoping it's gonna dry up sooner rather than later. Look at that, he just can't get the power on. Discovery had a moment. Aldrich might be able to squeeze on the inside. He is the inside line now. Discovery is glitching. Aldrich seems to have the line and he has got him. So now he can start to chase, if at all possible, on the group ahead of him, on the two drivers, and they already have quite a big lead. So Desi looks on the inside. There is no room, too far back. And Discovery lacks the pace, really. Look at that, Aldrich is already pulling a gap, but everybody has grip issues. There is some noise going on behind there. There's a McLaren, Texon, ooh, he loses position there, and another one as he went onto the grass. So, instead of going forwards, he just goes backwards. Now he has to be patient, not bump into cars. It's easily done in the wet here. Goes on the grass again. Oh, and the McLaren goes out of shape. Hits the wall. His car seems to be fine, so I think he got away with it. I think he was very lucky not to get any wing damage here, because that even minor wing damage probably will be felt in the rain. As they continue on here. Ooh, slides through that corner completely. Rain races are always interesting. Daniel is slowly crawling towards the group. He maybe have passed somebody in the back and now is chasing forward. Val Destroyer is in ninth. Yes, Val Destroyer was in front of him not a little while longer. That means Farside is probably behind him. No, Farside has dropped back. It's Dieberg in 10th position, hunting the man in front of him. So if there's anybody directly behind him, it's Tintin. What happened to Farside? I guess he had a moment, because he is way back. He's not even in. Ooh, look at that. He's even behind Ohm. He's all the way at the back. So something happened to him. Very unfortunate. Guess he went an off-track moment. A spin. As we go up there. He's doesn't mean to the beginning. Maybe he's just trying to keep a safe distance now. Smooth and steady is the key. Ohm still has major issues every time he tries to put the power down. I hope for his sake he's at least using lean mix, because that will at least help you keep the wheel spin down a little bit more. If you keep spinning out every time you push the throttle, it will not help your lap times. Daniel J can't see the guys in front of him. The question is, can he go fast enough to actually catch that group in front of him now that he's free? Ooh, one guy had another moment into the wall. That is the Caterham. Oh, that's the wrong button there, sorry. Let's go up the Caterham of Dieburg. So Daniel J is now right behind Dieburg. It doesn't seem Dieburg has picked up no damage from that. His wing seems fine. And Daniel J is up his inside now. Has the speed over him on the straight, but is it enough to outbrake him? No, he brakes earlier. Thinks better of it. Dieburg seems to have to run on him and seems to be safe into corner number 3. Oh, there's more wing damage on track, so somebody up there at least did damage his car. It wasn't, you know, of course he's behind Dieburg. I'm still blaming these skis. It wasn't Tintin, it was a Blackwing, so maybe a Lotus. No, a Ferrari Veil Destroyer touched somebody. He's got some wing damage there. Probably trying to overtake somebody here. The field seems to be spreading out a little bit. The rain is letting up. At least it seems like it is. The world is a lot brighter now, so if the rain starts to let up completely, they're gonna have to switch to inters, and that will be the first important call they make. The first man on the track seems to have a solid gap now over second place, and that can prove to be very valuable for him as the race goes on. He's very cautious here, Daniel J, as he goes onto the straight, knowing that he has no grip. Still has a lot of wheel spin. Trying to put it on. There's somebody in the pit lane. Let's see if... I think it probably... If it's somebody, it's probably Val, because he had a broken wing. Nope, Val is still on track. Alright, let's see if we can find that out. Who had the pit? Daniel J, not it wasn't. It has. Yeah, it was Romain. So it was Romain who had his front wing knocked off there in the previous lap, and he had to stop for a new one. So he had too much damage. So that had cost him a lot of places. Put him right back in the middle, or right at the back, position number 12 of 14. Right in front of his teammate though. Owen watching him drive now. He seems to be doing a little bit better now. He's coming to terms with the grip levels. And far side spun again, and by the looks of it he gave up. Yes, he gave up. Alright, that he's lagging out. He might as well exit the session because I'm not sure what he's doing now at the moment. We tried to cause a safety car. What is that man doing? What are you doing, my friend? It's a bug. Okay, I never heard of this bug. His steering seems fucked up. Let's go on. Whoop, there he goes. He's gonna get black flagged soon, probably. I hope nobody will be hit by him as he doesn't find. Aldrich has caught up though. This is Zaf is actually back in front now of the McLaren. So Include was doing well, but he had a big moment. Discovery is fourth now, has pulled away, or seems to be pulling away slightly from Texon. He just doesn't seem to have the pace in the wet here. And it seems Farside is still stuck on the track at that corner, whatever bug it is. So, at least from my point of view, he might actually be in the race. I don't even know. I could just go back here. There's a first disconnection. Daniel J disconnected in the Williams. He's a DNF. The first victim to the connection issues is here. There you go. He's dropping down the table. Yeah, it seems Farside is still stuck there. His lap time hasn't gone, or lap remaining hasn't gone down. So that's unfortunate for him. And Saf seems to be currently in control and seems to be slowly creating a gap with the guys behind him, which are Include and Aldrich. It's very hard to judge for me, but the rain does seem to be letting up. Definitely I see less rain on my screen falling down. So if the rain stops completely, the question for Inters will become, there's a lot of room now, but the first three guys are well away of everybody else. So it seems these three will have to, are going to dish it out for the win, unless somebody has a big off moment. Aldrich is still pushing hard. Sky doesn't seem to be clearing up just yet, but it's definitely not intermediate weather yet, so it seems. I wonder if he can't even... Look at that. Always seems a little bad connection for Discovery here. So it looks like he's driving very poorly. It's just because the game can't tell what the heck is going on. So Texan is a while back of that. Started from second, I believe. If my memory serves me correct, probably not actually. Ooh, look at that, he's not having fun in the wet. Aldrich might be actually slightly closing the gap there onto approach of sector 3 to Include. And Farside still has not disconnected or retired from the session. He is still there. Val Destroyer is driving with a damaged front wing. He seems to be fine there in 6th position. Oh no, somebody in the top 3 had a big moment again, so might have been Aldrich who dropped back, because one of the 3 is moving very, very slowly. Someone had a big spin. I'll actually just use this. It was Aldrich. Aldrich had a big moment. He dropped, yeah, way down. But at least there seems to be still plenty of time for anybody else's trouble. So he dropped off. But he did catch the group ahead of him, so maybe he can do it again. And rain seemed to just about stop. It's just a light drizzle now, so I wonder, now watching Aldrich slide around, if it maybe not almost time for intermediate tires. And it seems somebody agrees with me, because there's somebody in the pit lane maybe already going for the switch. I'm hoping to catch that. Dieberg is in the pit going to Inters. Alright, so Dieberg is the first to make the gamble. He can win a lot if he gambles right. Let's find him on track. Tintin has also switched in the Williams. He's in 9th, so let's see how he can move around the track. Seems too early. It just seems just about to hit the crossover point, so it actually seems better. It's very hard to tell. We have to look at his lap times. Saf is staying out. Include is staying out. What is Andre going to do? He is going... Ooh, it's so hard to tell from the minimap. I think he's going in. Yes, I think Aldrich has just gone in the pit. Oh, no, they're all actually... There you go. One more is joining the pit lane, and somebody out is still staying out on track. So 2 more are in the pits, probably switching to the inters. Ooh, there's a bit of a clutter there. More guys think it is time to join the pit lane and switch to the inters. I think the first guys who went out made the right call. This could win them some time in helping to close the gap to the guys in front by switching a lap early. And Tintin passes 2 guys in the pit lane, so there you have it. Everybody seems to be going on inters now. Dieberg was indeed on inters. Romain has just switched. He's in 9th position now with Val Destroyer behind him. Of course, he had a longer pit stop because the game would have changed his front wing. I'm assuming the game still works that way. Yep, the game still works that way. So here we go. Daniel J is now also on the inters. Desi, ooh, he's way down in 12th, and Farside is chasing Desi, and I think Zav now is staying out. He's actually in front of these guys, and he's still not pinning. He might be taking them too far with his tire choice. Let's follow Zav until he pits and see if he drops down in relation to whoever's behind him, because that's Val Destroyer. He is already quicker. Look how fast he is catching him. He is a lap down, but it will rectify itself, no problem. He's got much more grip coming through the corners. Yeah, he needs to be careful in passing him. Saf still gets some decent speed out of these tires, so he is not doing bad at all in that sense. Ooh, there he goes, loses traction. Val Destroyer has to be careful. Could actually be Farsight, I don't know, it's hard to tell actually. It might have been Farsight. I think it is Farsight because Val had, I think, had a darker helmet, if I am remembering correctly, and his, yeah, Farsight is actually losing time now because he can't really overtake Zav, because that would just immediately start blue flagging him. Oh, there you go, into the gravel. This is good for Include, who pitted a lap before. And yeah, the track is really inters now. He has to stop. If he doesn't, he is ruining his place, his position for the win. There he goes. He goes into the pit lane. Let's see where he drops back. Let's see what happens here. He's now in the box. I think Include is already behind them there, coming onto the straight now. So I think with that staying out a little bit too long, a lap too long, and he now lost, indeed, he lost first place, and maybe even, yep, Aldrich and Include both passed him in the pit lane because he went out a lap too long. Did not have enough grip, lost it there in the 3rd section. And he's now down in 3rd, so he actually is well down in 3rd. So even if he went in before, didn't have that off-grid, he would have still dropped back to 3rd position, I would think. He's struggling a bit now too. There you go, so now everybody is on the same tires again. There's a nice little group there on the main straight. Ooh, Discovery hitting the curbs hard. Tintin is trying to chase him. And there's a nice little fight going on here behind with Dieberg, and I guess it's Romain still. Yep, Romain and Dieberg in the fight for 7th position. Other than that, it's a little bit spread out. The pit stop to dry will shake that up a little bit, and it'll be interesting to see what people will do from that point on. There's already a slight, I think I see a dry line forming already on the track. Could be my imagination. Look at that. These guys are closest together on the track at the moment. Saf already seems to have closed the gap. Oh, really? Well, I'm not actually driving engineer, so I'm not really sure who you are talking to. Seems Aldrich had a little bit of a moment. Whoa, there's a McLaren there who wasn't there before. So now making this a three-way battle. So that probably tacks on. Dieberg goes on the defensives. Brakes later. Ooh, just about makes the corner. Should have compromised the exit, which gives Romain a chance to overtake him. Does he have the speed? Doesn't seem like it. Dieberg goes defensive again. Romain on the outside. He just about manages it. Sliding through the corner. Very aggressive overtake, but also very well done. Dieberg is right up the Putin again, though. He's not giving up. Now his turn to try and fight back again. Lost some traction there on the corner, and he's now a little bit backwards there, so he has to see and close that gap. But Romain seems to grow into the car now, because he's knocking on the door of the McLaren now. Doing well on these inter tires. Ooh, this is not good. That's not quite right. Oh my god, now they're sort of being a little bit rude, not giving each other space. Romain pushes the McLaren off the track. There, Romain literally pushed the McLaren. The McLaren had his two tires on the grass, so that's not a clean pass by Romain. If you ask me, he has to give that position back. Not sure if there's anybody who wants to act as race control. Tell him that. Anyway, he lost more than that. Texon had a lag spike. Was Rick Sking's explanation there. A big lag spike, because he seems to be gone now. He's well done in 9th. Still, it didn't seem like he had a lag spike at the time of the overtake. Oh, okay, so there you have it. Well, this seems the connection issues are still there. I'm getting some reports. Ouch! There goes Zaf. Lost connection there. Seems to be screwing up again. So Zaf was in 3rd, is now gone from the race, leaving 3rd bell open now. Actually, let's check who is now in 3rd position. It's trying to figure itself out at the moment. Include Aldrich. Discovery is now in 3rd. There you go. There goes Zav dropping down the order. And Include actually seems to have increased the gap over Aldrich ever so slightly. Seem to be working well. Yep, Aldrich does seem to be struggling a little bit more in the corners, where Include looked very, very solid. Discovery is twitching and glitching as usual, so there's no point sticking around with him. Tintin does not really seem to be making a gap or a dent in the gap to Discovery, but things are getting interesting behind him though. Texon is back up in 5th, at least on my screen. And Romain is behind him again. So, this battle continues. Has Dieberg dropped off? A little bit, yeah, he can't quite seem to follow them on this pace. He seems to be a little bit further back than before. And Romain, ooh, a little nudge again. The conditions are so tricky. Taking the wider line. Surely he can't be trying taking on the outside of there. Oh, I hope that was another leg spike, or that was not good. Again from Romain pushing Texon off the track, so I hope that was another leg spike thing going on there, because it seems Texon has this. Ooh, Texon has gone off the track completely now. Oh, nope, there he is again in 5th. Ooh. And it seems to be actually drying up now, so very quickly the sun is coming out. Looking at that, it might actually be somebody could go for the gamble on going onto the dry tires. There's still a lot of spray down, so I think it's too soon at the moment to really do that. but if you could take the risk. It's a bit weird commentating on a battle which is not actually happening for the drivers themselves. So there you go. D-Berg has dropped off even further. Inters don't seem to be working for him too well. Val Destroyer is actually been catching D-Berg. And Sav is already displaying his anger towards the game, as you can tell in the message. Yes, he lost his connection. Oh. Not sure you want me, I can understand that. Sav is very furious about this, very disappointed about it. He was in a very good position. And considering his qualifying pace, he would have been up for the battle for the win. For sure, even with the gap that he had. So let's see if Val Destroyer here can do something about D-Berg. He seems to be closing up on him soon. The track is drying up. And they're both going in. Everybody going in front of him, it seems. There you go. Ooh. Inter's overheating. There you go, they are overheating. So it's drier than it looks. Boop. He goes on the options. Let's see. D-Berg right in front of him on the prime. See, now it gets fun. People on different tires. Still wet coming out of the pit lane. Taking it easy would be good. Because I still see a bit of spray coming off. Yeah, it's definitely dry now. There's barely any spray coming off the tires now. There you go, this corner looks dry. And D-Berg seems to get more grip quicker on these options than on the primes than Val Destroyer seems to be doing on the options. Yep, Val Destroyer has some problems getting the heat in the tires, getting up to speed, allowing D-Berg to quickly create a gap. I see a little cars coming back together. That's probably Romain and Texon again. Oh, I'm going the wrong way here. Let's see if we can find them again. And there is Texon, and he just disappeared again. So he's still having internet issues. There is back up in front of Romain. This must be very hard for the drivers actually in the race. Look at that. They're not actually seeing each other, I'm assuming here. There you go. The car just drops off. I'm sure we'll see Texon in front of him again quite soon. It's not really great to see that these issues still exist in such fashion. You would hope they've improved the netcode a little bit, but yeah. Does not seem to be the case. Tintin is in 4th position. Discovery seems to be flying now on the dry tires because he's pulling away now from Tintin. So he seems to be solid in the 3rd at the moment. And Aldrich has passed Include for the lead. Did that happen in the pit stops? I'm not sure. Maybe one of them, maybe Include, made a mistake. But Include is on the options. Let's find out. And Aldrich is on the prime, so he can go for longer. Ooh, seems to be a bit loose on the back end though, still on those tires. Let's see if Include can eat away at that gap. That was a bit of the inside corner there. Turn number 4. Or no, wait, that's 5. Sorry, 5. I lost count. What they actually are. Who gives you shit about the corner numbers? I certainly don't. Coming onto the fast chicane. Include definitely seems to be closing in on him. I don't know actually how long the tires are slated for. They, as if you go by the... Oh, look at that, how much he cut in by that corner. Guess the track is still a little bit cool, maybe. There you go, first use of DRS that I see. And Texon might not be able to make it on this straight, but if he just takes his time and get a good exit on here, he will look very strong to try and overtake here. Aldrich goes defensive, moves under braking. That's not quite right. That gives enough racing room for Include to stay on the tarmac. Include is all over the back of the Marussia of Aldrich. Brakes a little bit earlier just so not to slam into the back of the car in front of him. As this race continues on. A little bit of a ghost moment. Include should probably be wider to save his cars a little bit more for the straight. Make sure he gets a good drive out of there. If he can get on the first straight, he can pull away with his DRS in the second part as well. Whoop, he's suffering a little bit. Taking a bit of safety in the count there. Let's hope we don't get more disconnections. That's always a bit of a shame. Ooh, Include there, messed up a little bit. Still got DRS. Can use that to limit the damage a little bit, but he's definitely a little bit further back now. I can see a lot of cars close together there in the second sector, moving up to the fast chicane in the group behind him, so it seems like they're having good fun over there. Let's see if I can find him. It's a good chance that Texon is leading that group. There's Tintin. Romain seems to be in a solid 5th position now. I wonder if anybody can confirm that for me, if he actually is. But this guy, you don't actually know. So, Guam is up in 7th, so he is doing very well in the dry. Other people have been suffering. Or sort of, because he seems to have recovered a little bit. Yeah, it seems that Texon is still not quite there. There you go, see, yeah, that's not in any way, shape or form, so it's only having to guess again where Texon actually is on the track. You see the cars going wide for him though. Yep, see, this is so weird. This is such a weird thing that's going on with that guy. He's actually still ahead of this group. This is so strange. Daniel J is still in the game. And actually I see Farside driving again. He's actually on the same lap, so he was bugged out. That much is clear. But he's way back. Pushing hard. Don't seem to be a lot of people who chose the primes. Aldrich, there you go. Let's see, I think he is. Include is right up the back of him again. Alright, let's follow this battle a little bit. Alright, I get an information from Rickskin that Texon is now in 10th position. Who has seemed to have fallen back. There you go, Include on the outside. He passed Aldrich there purely on traction. Aldrich got a bit out of shape and is now behind him. Let's see if Aldrich can stick onto him. He is on the tires that will last longer. So as soon as the tires start dropping off for Include, he can strike back again. But it's important for him at least now if he can follow the pace. Maybe not attack him, but just follow him. And he should have the advantage when the tires start to go. He's being very rough though, it seems. I don't think Aldrich is gonna let up though. He's got good straight line speed and goes easily on the outside. Can he keep the corner? No, he goes wide. He has to let off. is very smart. They're very considerate of him. Do not jump straight onto track. And actually has not dropped off too far and can still go on here. Include has to do what he can now to pull a second gap on him so he's safe from the DRS zone and he can work on creating a gap. So they're on alternate strategies. So he has to make this work now. Aldrich using all of the track and more, trying to close the gap. Braking so hard, compromising exit for this one. There you go. Texon moving away, keeping it driving much smoother than Aldrich seems to be doing, and it could be that Aldrich is actually hurting his tires more than Include is. The gap has definitely grown a little bit. Hard to judge if it's a second or not. Oh, there you go. He's slipping and sliding still a little bit. Very aggressive driving. And there you go, backslide slides out. It will only hurt him. I think he's still in the DRS zone. No, he's already out of the DRS zone there, which is good news for Include. Aldrich still does seem to have the straight line advantage to the McLaren driver. He seems to be closing in a little bit here in that first sector. Ooh, goes under grass and loses the grip, and there you go. Now the gap is definitely broken, and this is only all good. I see a car off track here. Somebody went into the wall. Oh, there is the buggy far side again. So I guess he will be stuck there for a couple of laps. Getting off weird results. We're slowly coming up to halfway distance now. 25 laps. Whoa, that was a very light line from Aldrich. Alright, seems to have spaced out a little bit between these two. So the netcode as a spectator is still weird as shit. Well, there you go. Seems that Include might have had a little moment. The gap seems to have been a bit smaller than it was before, after Aldrich had his moment there. So let's see how everybody else is doing. Discovery is going quite smoothly. This connection is still glitching for me, but he's been doing that the entire time, even in qualifying. Tintin is about a straight down from him. Doesn't seem to be able to do much, and he's on the quicker tire. Let's follow up down. Romain in solid 6th position on the prime tires, lapping almost as quick it seems than Tintin is doing, so good pace in that Lotus at least. Awam seems to be in the front, well clear of the guys behind me now as well, and chasing his teammate. His fastest lap being about 6/10 quicker than him, but he is on the option, so he'll have to pit sooner than Romain does. There you have to mute the microphone a little bit. Far side is still glitched out, but yeah, I already saw he was still back on track and actually in the same lap as somebody else was, so there you have it. Valdes Shore seems to be in a big gap in the no man's land. He seems to be halfway. Everybody, the cars behind him and the cars in front of him seem to be way about the same distance there. So he's just just chugging along. Desi, after some very troubled starts, climbed up into 9th position, which I'm gonna guess. Yep, Dieberg is behind him in 10th, chasing him. Ooh, Desi went a bit out of shape there. It doesn't seem like Dieberg kind of trusts his car there. Oh, that's right. Let's see, a few guys closer together now. Somebody was actually on the inside. Let's go find out. Tintin is now behind. Tintin wasn't up, so Tintin went into the pit lane and is now behind Val Destroyer. He has the fresher tires, so he probably might have the advantage on him at the moment. And far side is still being glitched out here. Look at that, close as you like. Follows him the line onto the grass. And keeps his course very close to him. Ferrari seems to be struggling. He has to wait. No way to do a proper pass here. Ferrari goes wide again. Val Destroyer probably gonna pit soon. Ooh, Val Destroyer almost went into the back. Tintin being much better on the braking. Lets a little bit of a gap fall down. And what is he gonna do? Tintin's gonna move on. Tintin is going into the pit lane. There you have it. And that's following him into the pit lane there, along with Desi also follows him in. So let's see what kind of tires he goes on. Another set of options. That seems a bit odd. And same for Desi. Nope, he goes on the prime. So for sure, that's right. It's still, yeah, Val Destroyer goes out, is on the options, and Desi switched to the primes. So I guess the options will last you about, I guess somewhere about 12 to 15 laps, I reckon, on 100%. And there you go. Far side glitching out. You can tell it's glitched out because as soon as you go to him, the lap time starts. So that's not quite right. Include is now well ahead of Aldrich. Aldrich seems to have dropped back even further now. And Discovery is actually now quite close to Aldrich. So Aldrich is not having too much fun on these primes, where Discovery is actually doing very, very well. 1:26.3 being his fastest time. And Texan is now in 4th because he, of course, was already on the prime, so he didn't pit. 1:26.2 is being his fastest lap. There we go. Romain is now in 5th position. He was, of course, ahead of him. Oam is still following him. Might have closed the gap a little bit, but by now his tires probably should be hurting now. Assuming that he hadn't pitted already. No, I probably wouldn't, because he would have been far away from Romain if that really was the case. Ooh! Goes wide, has to slow way down, so the gap that he might have closed down has now opened up again. Tintin leading 7th position because he pitted. Let's see if Oam is going to keep going. Nope, Oam goes into the pit lane. Oof, almost hits the wall there. Hits the limiter. Of course, it's pit assist from this on. No other crews are standing ready. Let's see what tires he goes to. Another set of options. Okay. I get the feeling that these guys doing 2 options in a row are actually not, yeah, sort of probably hurting themselves in the long run. Because I think the guys who run the primes actually are doing quite well on pace-wise. And able to run last, so they might be able, if they do another maybe prime run. They may end up having to do a pit stop less than these guys. Because I don't think... Well, they might actually be alright. If you can do about 10 laps, you have to do about 19 on a set of primes, which I guess would be okay on option. So maybe not, but I guess yeah, there's two ways of doing it. Be interested to see what the guy will go in prime to. Then, if they can, the prime guys can make him last. Then they might be able to still get away with one stopper. Of course, you don't have to use both the tire compounds anymore when, of course, it has rained already. So you're completely free on your tire choice. Now I'm gonna try and look for that battle there that's going on in the second sector. Fell Destroyer is actually not too far back. And somebody just came out of the pit line. This group. Was that Romain? I'm actually quite interested in trying to figure out who just pitted. It was indeed Romain, so that seems too early to get away with that. But he probably will be able to get away with just doing one more stop. And whether that will be prime options, we'll have to see. But I reckon he'll be able to go on long enough that he can go with one more option stop. Oh, I'm on the inside there of Daniel J. He has to let him go. And there you go, good clean pass. Daniel actually kept the door open maybe a bit too much there, made it quite easy for him. Seemingly, but maybe he messed up on the braking. Yeah, he doesn't seem to have quite the grip levels that Olm seems to have. Yep, this is opening up the gap for him. I'm really gonna have to look for those two now. Val Destroy is now right behind him. Olm's tires are gone and he goes to the pit lane now. Val Destroyer still gets, of course, the DRS off of him. There's Janel, there's a Caterham in the pits. That's probably Dieberg. And there's somebody else in the pit lane, it seems. That's Dieberg. And then behind him is, I'm assuming, that's Janel again. There's Farside still. See, this car seems to be even like a kid who seems to be just sulking. Yeah, see, he's actually doing the lap times. His car is just, for me, in the gravel, just like, oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, God. I feel so disappointed. Alright. Aldrich is in first place on the primes. Discovery is now challenging him on the outside and seems to have gotten him. Now it's up ahead. Glad I got that. Aldrich is pushing hard behind him. Oh, that's the run button. And those two were playing. I mean, Discovery has closed that gap magnificently. He has great pace on these tires. And if Include hasn't skipped town too far ahead of him in terms of strategy-wise, because Include would have pitted by now. Ooh, that goes into the back of him. What are these two doing? Of course, Discovery is a little bit laggy. Could be seeing things wrong here again as they go into the S chicane very fast. Discovery goes wide. Aldrich has to be careful, but he's staying with him. Ooh, he has to push hard though to stay with him. He wants to stay, of course, in that 1 second gap to get the DRS on and maybe try for an overtake. He's not being gentle on his tires. He's saved up a lot of curves for the straight. Not close enough to do it here. Gets a good exit, but so did Discovery. Yeah. Discovery has so much straight line speed that Aldrich can't really seem to make a dent at the moment or find an opening past this guy here. Alright, let's see if there are more boys to play. Include is in third place, not too far back of these guys, and he's got some clean air, so he can just do the laps that he needs to do. And he should be coming out ahead of them as soon as they have to pit for fresh rubber. So he was, so far seems to be in the clear now at the moment. These two might in front of him might screw each other over, which is something he could be hoping for. Hopefully not too much, but there you have it. Texon is still going on the Spartan tires. They're looking a little bit more worse for wear now. I don't think he has pitted yet. Still seems to be doing alright on traction. Tintin is closing the gap down, however. We can see him now. And here are the Lotus boys at play here. One on the primes, the other one on the options. He used all the skirts before the stride, so only has DRS to help him, and he doesn't seem to be closing the gap too much. A very good first corner. Closing the gap more, but he's too far back to make an attack. Might go a bit wide. Use a little bit of grass there as they turn in for this one. Did not look so smooth on own, but it seems to be working for him. The gap is definitely a little bit closer. Hello, Missy! How are you doing? And watching a good little battle going on here. If you even care about racing at all, that is today. It's Olam versus Romain, Lotus versus Lotus. Oof, both go wide, but he's still getting closer. He's in a better position than he was the lap before. Goes a bit wide here. That will have cost him. Used all the skirts again. So, if Romain thinks he has enough of that board on the side of the track and smashes it off. Oh dear. Don't tell me you're getting a little sick again, Missy. Let's hope not. These guys will hope for you. They're racing for your health today. That's why the guy with the white blood cells is doing it. With the red blood cells. The white one is health and the yellow one is hurty. Let's see how they do. Oh, I might have already asked too much of his tires. The gap doesn't seem to be closing on him this lap. Ooh, takes a lot of grass again though. He seems to be winning though a little bit when the turns are coming up, so I guess he has some good traction. Yes, we are keeping this minor approved for a change. And no, I think he's too far back still to do anything about him at the moment. Let's see how that battle for first is going, because I think they all spaced out a little bit now. Ball Destroyer, solid position. Let's do it a little bit differently here. Aldrich is back in first, so that probably means that Discovery has pitted by the looks of things. Yep, Discovery seems to have pitted. And Include is now working with the tires for him. I think Aldrich might have stayed out too long on his tires and he's suffering now because Include has closed that gap down. He was quite a far way back when we last were with him of Discovery there and Aldrich in front. And he is just waiting on the straight. He used all his curves already. He's too far down to do anything here, and it seems that Aldrich has stayed out too long. Maybe he's trying to stay out a little bit longer so he don't have to make another stop. But can you do 21 laps on another set of tires? Ooh, there's not really space. They're not really giving much racing room here. Both compromise the entry onto the straight. Not getting much in the straight line speed. Ooh, so close under braking, which actually forces him to slow down, which of course compromises him again for this straight. He is close enough now to outbrake him. Does he have the grip? Aldrich still has the grip in his tires. And something strange happened to include. I'm sure that's another bug on my end. His car just stopped. He's well down now. This is actually good news as far as Discovery is concerned. Because he might be having the upper hand now. Purely on tire strategy now. I wonder if Rix can confirm that for me. If there was that actually happened there to include. Maybe he went to neutral or something like that. Maybe hit an invisible object. Hard to tell. Yeah, it seems Oam cannot follow the pace of Romain anymore, or maybe just follow but not really do anything about it. Because he is, of course, is on the options, which will be pretty warm by now. I think he's around. I didn't really count it when he pitted. I think he pitted in 29. Maybe. Oof. He's short shifting a little bit through that section to keep the power down to avoid wheel spin here. Foul Destroyer is solidly still in 7, but Dazzy might actually be closing the gap slightly. Different tire strategy, of course, with these two. Destroyer goes wide, allowing I see front wing bits here on the track. Means somebody damaged his wing. It isn't Texan. And Liebert, they look wide, so maybe Williams or Marusha. Daniel, of course, seems fine. Far side is still glitching out on my screen. Discovery is now in first position. So yeah, something happened. Tintin is now in second. Aldrich is in third. Wow. And I don't see Include anymore. So, what happened to Include? He knocked his front wing off. Ouch. He was looking so good, but yeah, you can pretty much say that Include's race has gone down the shitter. If he goes to the option or to the primes, he might be able to finish the race. It seems he goes to the options, so I don't think you can do 19 laps on a set of option tires. So if you ask me, that would have been the wrong tire choice, unless he already knows. And it looks like they didn't change his front wing, though I do see the shadow of it. Yeah, it doesn't look like he has the front grip. It seems the game screwed him over and just gave him a tire change instead of giving him a front wing change. That's great. It has seen it happen to other people before. And yeah, it hurts his race even more. And that's quite a shame there. Yep, he has no front grip. The game actually didn't change his front wing. And there you go, there already come the Ferrari of Al Destroyer. Oop, off the track. And that's against Daniel J. So bad luck strides includes 2 twice in a row. First he has a moment, loses front wing, and then the game actually does not change his wing. Now you can actually choose tire swap again. And maybe he will go into the primes now. Seems like it. I can pretty much tell from the way he was driving and not able to hit any corner at all that the game did not switch his front wing. So let's keep an eye on his car and hopefully the game switches it now, because if not, that will be just insanity. His race has already gone down. He's outside the points in 11th. And he switches to option still. Now I see a new front wing going on. Why didn't they do this the first time? I'm not sure why he didn't go to the primes. So if he has to stop again, this is not really helping him at all. Still lists as 11th. And that's Discovery. Look at that. He was fighting for the win and now has to make way for Discovery via blue flags. That must be so damn frustrating to be included right now. Alright, at least he's back on track. Maybe he's gonna fight hard to get himself maybe into the top 10. Grab a few points. Discovery seems to be going solidly for the win, and I think Tintin has somebody right behind him. Yes it is, it's Aldrich. So these two are fighting for second place. Let's stay with Aldrich here for a moment, as Farside continues to be bugged out on my end. Spectator mode is still shit. I say that again. It would be nice if they changed it, but there you go. Guess we don't have that option. Well, there goes a little bit, but should be alright. Compromises. The chicane went too hot. Have to slow the car down. If he can close the gap a little bit, he might be up for an attack at the end of the second DRS zone, because he does seem to have the speed on Tintin. And traction as well, so you might already get him on this straight. DRS wing on the Marouche is also blocked quite easily. You get to make the corner. Ooh, Tintin almost runs into the back of him. But of course he won't be able to do much, because he might actually, holy shit, something happened to Aldrich. He is on the inside, Tintin gets him again and they swap position. Can you confirm? I cannot confirm that Include is fighting with the Discovery. Oh, there you go. Alright, that's what you mean. Alright. Include is probably trying to unlap himself. Here's Discovery. And where's Include? Include is still staying behind him. And there you go. I wouldn't say he's finding him, but he of course would be eager to pass and unlap himself, because yeah, if he cannot do that, I'm not sure why Discovery even would give him such a hard time about it. Just let him go. You're not racing him. Why is he going defenses for a guy who's a lap down? It's beyond me. They're just both not helping each other actually here. I mean, Discovery is driving against Includes as if they're fighting for position, but yeah, actually they're just... He's a lap down, let him unlap himself, he's on the quicker tire. There's no gain for Discovery to be doing this. At all. Just let him pass before it's gonna end in tears. I mean, Include seems to be mature enough to see when the moment, and nothing has happened as of yet, but... yeah. This is not smart tactics from either guys. Oh, yeah, there you go. Now this is gonna happen. They're fighting so much, they're gonna start making mistakes for no reason. Still fighting so hard to keep in front of the McLaren. And there you go. Include let off the gas a little bit. Creating a gap between them. Maybe Saints told him to give him sort of a speed punishment. Alright, get information from Rick's King that Include seems to have given up on this race. Or he's gotten a drive-through penalty. Okay. Did he receive a penalty? Quite possibly. Now he's got even more or less behind him. I'm not sure why. I'm sure he's given up on overtaking him, but I'm not even sure why Discovery was giving Include such an incredibly hard time to let a guy unlap himself. I mean, he was actually going to defend defensive, which was no purpose for him. But then again, he has no reason. He just Discovery only needs to do his laps. Aldrich is solidly in second, of course, now, with Include having dropped out. I think Tintin probably has pitted now as well. Romain is now in third position. I'm assuming that Romain will have to pit again. Texon is in fourth. On my screen less. Yep, Tintin is in fifth place. So I don't think Tintin will stop again. He's gonna go till the end. I'm assuming it's not too many laps left. Yeah, the way he goes attacks that corner now, he seems to be on fresh rubber indeed. Olam is in sixth. I'm assuming he pitted as well, seeing how far back he is. I guess that he will be going through and most likely, or else he's gonna go for an option then soon. Val Destroyer is in seventh place. Gazzy going in eighth, not doing much, and somebody had a moment off of corner number 2. Somebody spun. Let's see if I can find out who that was, or have a guess on who that was. Include is now all the way in the back, even behind far side now. It doesn't seem like it was Discovery, seemed to be too far back. It's hard to guess who that was. Not Romain, he doesn't seem to have dropped back. Texon seems fine still. I guess it was Tintin, because Ohm is now in front of Tintin. Let's see if he got any damage to his car. No front wing damage, so it seems a blind spin maybe, or has spin that he saved it. But yeah, this will actually maybe compromise even his podium chances for Tintin. But that will... yeah, that will time will have to tell. That somebody's in the pit lane for his final stop. Might be Discovery. He seems to be well in control now of this race. And seems to he only has to do his laps now. No, far side is driving around in 12th. I guess he pitted for the final time. So Include is probably now back into 11th place. Also seemingly have pitted for options again, or he's still on that set that he was before. Trying to make it to the end. Yeah. So he's already in sector 2. Let's see where Aldrich is. Back. Oh, he's glitching out as well. Oof. Let's hope his connection holds out. Compromises the chicane quite a bit. As we go into the final 10 laps. It really starts to count down now. I wouldn't say Discovery has a pit stop on him. Ooh, Aldrich went off again. Is he in any danger? I don't think so, because the only thing... Well, first off, who might have been on him would have been Tintin, but of course he had a mistake, so dropped back. Ohm is now in third, that means Romain has pitted. And I'm assuming that Romain will have probably gone to an option set. Include was now disqualified from the session, so maybe he cut a bit of track. Or did something else that is highly inappropriate. But Include is now gone from the session, would mean at least... Whoa! There! Oh yeah, that's probably... what happened before there. With Texon being out of sync for me. So yeah, getting wrong readings again now. Dieberg is in ninth on 2 points. Daniel J. Got now in 10th place with the final point in hand. The far side is way down in 11th place, but it's good to see he's actually still going along there. Lap 47. Discovery is now 9 laps to go. Far side seems 2 laps down. So yeah, it's again, yeah, things at least for the top 2 positions have probably settled down. I don't, well, Aldrich might have to pit, Discovery might have to pit, but I sincerely doubt it. I don't see these guys coming with so few laps to go. Ohm definitely won't have to pit. I think he'll be fine on the set of tires that he's on. Romain seems to be quite a bit closer now. Could somebody confirm for me where Texon actually is on track at the moment? He's always glitching out on my screen. It's hard to tell for me where he actually is in reality. Because he might be between you guys, he might be in front of these guys, he might be somewhere else altogether. For all I know, he's having a barbecue on the side of the track. And having his pet drive the race for him. Because for me at least, he is fell down a lot, which makes no sense. Which means Dazzy would be in 6th. No one actually knows. The scoring sheet probably will tell where he is at the end. Well, at least for me, he's showing a position behind Tintin. So that's something, but yeah, you have no really telling where he is. I think Romain and Ohm are too close together for him to be between those two. Tintin is 8. Alright. Far sides. Dieberg's view. Okay. His tires, it's a bit hard to tell, but they seem pretty worn. I wonder if these two, same goes for Aldrich. He went through the grass again, it seems. Oh, he goes through the grass every time. Oh, back stepping out a little bit on him. These guys are not having much grip left. But I don't think they have to save the margin of a pit stop on Ohm. And I guess Ohm is on the freshest rubber of the top 3. So it'll be just waiting for these guys to finish the race. Texon is 5th in English view. There you go. Everybody is everywhere. Let's see if the game sort of sorted itself out again. So at least this battle is going on here. Romain is now behind Ohm on fresh rubber. And he's looking very sharp now. Seems to have superior speed. Oh, it seems to have the speed over his teammate, I'm sorry. As Ohm goes a little wide. Oh! Ohm lets him go. Ohm lets his teammate go, unless he just outbraked himself. Oh, what was that from Oleg? A huge twitch. seems Ohm is not gonna hamper his teammate, and they're going for a team result. This is seemingly handing the position over to Romain. This is actually a podium position. Seems overly kind, but as the team result stands, yeah, Lotus is doing good today. 3rd and 4th place. Val Destroyer, well, shows up as 5th, but so apparently we can assume that he might actually be in 6th position. Texon is actually indeed in 5th place, so you can only tell at the end of the finish line where actually everybody will slot in. Hopefully. It means Desi and... Yep, Desi and Val are actually fighting over 6 and 7 instead of 5th and 6th as it shows for me. I think it shows that Texon... Nope, he's even further back than that. Tintin shows for me in 7th. And Texon being down. Well, there he is. Holy shit, he just teleported into 3rd place. It is quite entertaining to watch, but it's impossible to tell what's going on now. Sounds like a very poor AI is driving for him. Romain seems to have gotten a bit out of shape. OM is letting it happen. I don't see since he more or less seemed like he was giving the position to Romain. I don't think he's gonna do anything to him. There you go, Romain is already opening up the gap. Seems a bit unstable now. Let's hope he not damage his front wing there. It seems to be alright on pace-wise. And then again, we can only guess. Oh, now he actually shows. This might probably be his actual position now. This I could believe. Not too far back of these two in front of him. There you go, Val Destroyer would be indeed then in 6th place with Desi behind him. Desi seems a bit closer than before. This might be interesting here. These two squabbling over position. For Desi, of course, being the only Toro Rosso left. It solves disconnection relatively early on in the race. And these two might be going to be dishing it out towards the end. His engine sounds are glitching out though for me, so that sound is highly annoying to listen to, but the battle is interesting to watch. He's pushing hard, he wants to get past, he's got the pace, but he has to make it happen first. It seems a question more of when than if. Desi definitely gets the better grip, he's going on the outside. Ooh, has to go in the grass. Val's got him on the brakes. They both mess up their exit, so not much going on at that time. A lot of strange thing happening in there in the back again. I guess that's Texon glitching out as usual. I'm gonna risk it and get away from this battle and see what is going on. Yeah, it's still only a guess where Texon is on track. OM's definitely dropped back now from Romain. Let's go back to the battle at hand. See if... Ooh, there you go. Val Destroyer messed up the exit. This is the chance. But Val still saved his course. Desi did not. Goes a bit wide, a little bit late on the brakes for Desi, which has compromised the entry of Val Destroyer. So not the smooth of the passes, because Val Destroyer had to back way the hell out to avoid going onto the grass, which he probably had to do anyway. So that could have gone better. But it seems to have settled down now as well. I think everybody will probably have slot himself in their final positions in these last 4 laps. No, it's not quite over yet. Tintin is now on the back of Val Destroyer. Probably with fresher tires. Ooh, going very hot into that corner. Hot on the brakes, has to back out of it. Goes onto the grass. He tries again. Used all his curves already, so he is gonna have to rely on DRS on that straight. So maybe he'll have to use the first straight. If he has a better exit, though, he can probably crawl towards him and get it by the end of it in the same fashion that Desi did. Not a great exit for both cars. I don't think anything is happening on this straight. Tintin has to focus on a good exit now. Gets a good exit. Is right up the tailpipe. Doesn't use any curves. Now he deploys curves. Val Destroyer gives best. Moves back on the outside. And Tintin takes the position. Very good clean pass. Well done to both drivers. They're giving each other the racing room necessary. Let's see if Tintin can close the gap to Desi. Probably not. There are only a couple of laps left. Val Destroyer hanging in there at the moment. He's not dropping away completely yet off the back though, but I think by the end of the 3rd sector, when they come on the straight, it will be too much. He just doesn't quite seem to have the grip anymore in the tires. And he still has to last for a couple of laps till he can end his day. He still has the DRS. Somebody made a whoops on the main straight. Was that Desi? Doesn't seem like too much. Maybe Desi was taking the cautious defensive line. Not really sure how far Tintin was behind him, but yeah, this battle seems to be over now. Val Destroyer cannot latch onto the back of Tintin. Tintin hasn't given up on it. He's still fighting hard in these last 2 laps to see if he can close that gap down to Desi. Let me quickly run through the field one more time. Discovery seems to be solidly in 1st position. Just having to bring it home. Oh dear, that's not good. Did his tires go off? Or is he glitching out? Well, I wonder if that actually happened now, just now on track. If his tires went off completely and the victory is now in the palm of Aldrich. Oh, there's a Marussia, that's Daniel. That's also a way to get out of the way. He might be glitching out though. That's been before. Romain, of course, is solidly in 3rd. Let's actually stay with that leading group now. Indeed, Goffrey can confirm that Spectane is still a complete dog shit. It's very, very inconsistent at best. Alright, so Rickskin can confirm for me that Daniel J is in fact glitching out and chasing down Dieberg. And it seems that Aldrich is indeed actually in the lead of this Grand Prix. Tires look really worn out at the back of the Red Bull of Discovery. And let's see if these guys can keep it together the last lap, because I think Aldrich might be running away with the victory today. And he goes wide again at this corner. He has no braking left. He has to survive one more lap of this. And he could actually might have to fall back even further. He has the DRS. Well, that's not gonna do him any good whatsoever. And look at that, Romain is actually within striking distance in the final lap of this race. We can pretty much guarantee if Aldrich doesn't make a mistake, he will get the win today. but will Discovery, after a very solid drive, lose it on tire wear? It seems like it. He can't get the power down at all. Romain has to be careful to not run into the back of him. And Discovery, with worn tires, which one gone over the cliff, is dropping like a stone. He's trying everything he can to keep Romain behind him. Romain gets a better drive, is now on the inside of Discovery with purely on traction. He gets the pass. Discovery can't do anything about it. Use all his curves. We can say that he's solidly in second place now. Romain, well done. Discovery probably will hold on to third. There we go. Aldrich coming up on the final corners. He seems to have managed his tire best. He is suffering, that's for sure, but he's got enough speed ahead of him and will take the first win of the Elite League. Congratulations. The Marussia takes home the win in Melbourne. And there you go. Ooh, I think these two, I skipped ahead way too many guys. I'm assuming that it was Romain in third. There you go. Desi in sixth. I'm assuming the Texan is still in fifth place. I mean, Desi won the battle with Tintin, and Tintin's tires might have dropped off because he actually seems to have gone further back now. Val Destroyer, there you go. Val Destroyer goes over the line. Unfortunately, I cannot tell how the battle is going, but it seems Dieberg is holding Daniel back. I'm not even sure how far he is behind. But I will be able to tell soon enough when the race ends in a few minutes. He's very close, it seems. There you go, everybody has finished. These are the final positions. Now I can confirm that Texan is actually in fourth place. Discovery dropped down at the end from first down to third. Aldrich takes the win. Romain has got second. Texan first. Fifth. Desi sixth. Tintin 7th, Val Destroyer 8th, Daniel 9th, Dieberg 10, Farside 11, 1 lap down, and Zav got disconnected. Daniel got disconnected, and Include got disqualified. There you go, there's our winner. Congratulations. A very interesting start, a very difficult race for all the drivers. Well, we have our first winner of the elite race. It is Aldrich. Congratulations to all the finishers of this race. Well, that will probably conclude the broadcast of the first elite championship race. I might do more of this. It's gonna be difficult to commentate properly when there's lag going about, but I think it's still, and I hope you guys who are in the stream enjoyed my commentary. Maybe you can get another guy here next time, have someone else to talk to during this race other than myself. I'm gonna try to make sure that this race is also uploaded to the FangioGP YouTube channel in due time, so those who want to see it later should be able to see it later on. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I may be forced to upload it to my own channel, but we'll see what I'm able of doing, or if I'm able to lock it to a different YouTube account just for this this upload. So there you go, that's gonna be the end for me. I hope you all enjoyed this race. It was actually a lot of fun to watch, especially towards the end when things were drying out. There were interesting battles, enough going on, some craziness with lag, which yeah, it seems to be as worse as it was in F1 2012. But then again, thanks for watching, and I wish you guys a very, very good night. Bye bye.